I will tell my daughter to retaliate if their husband slap them, says Emir Sanusi. The 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, says he always tells his daughters when they are getting married that if their husband slap them, he expects them to return the slap. The Emir said wife beating, domestic violence form 45% of cases across 9 Sharia courts of Kano in 5 years. The Emir said you can take that verse and say that as a husband, I have been given this permission to beat my wife light, and nobody will deny that. Nobody will say it is haram if you comply with all the rules. But if you live in a society in which those rules are never applied, nobody who is angry remembers to look for a chewing stick or a handkerchief. They just slap these women and punch them and kick them and beat them. I just wrote a doctorate thesis on family law, and I did research on 9 Sharia courts in Kano. 41% of cases over a 5-year period had to do with maintenance, 26% had to do with harm, and out of those 45% were cases of wife beating, domestic violence. And when we go to the content analysis, not one case of wife beating was light beating. We had women whose limbs were broken, we had women whose teeth were knocked out, we had women who were victims of constant beating with sticks. We had women where the husband and his other wives beat one of the wives. This is the common beating that happens. Beating your wife or beating your daughter or beating a woman is prohibited. It is a crime. Let's not talk about handkerchief or chewing stick. It is just haram. It is prohibited. Allah says all harm must be removed, and beating, gender-based violence is harm and it must be removed. It just does not make sense. Now I said it before and I know I have been attacked for it, and I will continue saying it. When my daughters are getting married, I say to them, if your husband slaps you and you come home and tell me my husband slapped me without slapping him back first, I will slap you myself, because I did not send my daughter to marry somebody so he can slap her. If you do not like her, send her back to me, but don't beat her. And we must teach our daughters not to take it, and also teach our sons that it is not allowed to happen. It is not acceptable. It cannot happen. We have to bring up our children to understand that violence against the body of another human being, whether it's your brother or your sister or your son or your daughter or your wife, that violence against persons violates the basic dignity of a human being. Source: Daily Trust. Follow for more. December 10th, 2024.